Now on CoastTV News.
A months-long investigation into Ocean City Police. What is happening today?
A developer facing backlash from the community. What one business owner hopes to accomplish.
Bethany Beach open in the midst of debris washing ashore, where the medical waste mystery stands.
We are continuing to have concern for flooding in our area. I'll update you on the latest watches and advisories.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Alleged workplace misconduct happening in Ocean City. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with new information on the Ocean City Police Department investigation of alleged misconduct.
That investigation began in April, and now it's moving to the Worcester County Administrative Charging Committee. Now, 5 officers await the committee's review of its findings so far.
CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us people's reactions to the allegations.
The Ocean City Police Department is well respected among many in Ocean City, but recent allegations have shocked some people. But for vacationer Cindy Brubaker, not so much.
Well, I guess it doesn't really surprise me.
In April, a citizen sent in a complaint alleging workplace misconduct coming from 5 officers in the department. This led to the OCPD to do a thorough investigation on the issue and has released a statement this week. According to the Ocean City Police Department, the Worcester County Administration Charging Committee is currently reviewing the possible findings to the investigation. Once a decision has been made, the individuals involved can accept the disciplinary recommendation or opt to go to trial, similar to a court proceeding. Brubaker hopes the investigation will resolve soon and says even cops can make mistakes.
We're all sinful people, and so whether you're in a service-oriented occupation like they are and they wear the uniform, or whether you're somebody out on the street that's doing good deeds, it doesn't matter. We all have this place that we can fall and make mistakes.
The OCPD says all complaints submitted to the department are forwarded to the Police Accountability Board for further review. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
Under current police reform laws, citizens who file complaints will receive a receipt, and their complaints will be forwarded to the Police Accountability Board. Additionally, a database will be made available for citizens to track the progress of their complaints.
Some beaches like Lewis and Dewey, they are still closed because of the concerns over medical waste still washing up. On your screen now, though, is Bethany Beach, and people there, well, this is not Bethany Beach at the moment, but people in Bethany Beach, there you see them enjoying being outside on the beach. Agencies working the case say they're still looking into the source of this hazardous material and had no updates for CoastTV at this time. People CoastTV spoke with say somebody needs to be held responsible for this medical waste.
This washing up, it could definitely harm people, and if people get stuck, they could go to the hospital, something bad could happen to them, and I definitely think that we should seek out what happened and who dumped this waste offshore, and they should be held responsible, I think.
A DENREC swimming advisory is in place until at least Monday. And yet again, this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We've been covering it this way all week. We want to know, what should consequences for the medical waste source be?
Let's take a look at the results so far. A majority say criminal charges, though fines, stricter regulations, or shutting down operations are other options there. And again, there is still no word from officials on who this came from and how.
Now, if you haven't voted yet, it's easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app.
Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Ocean City. A beautiful evening there as we check in with our First Alert chief meteorologist on our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. When you take a look at the dry tech camera, you would think that the story is over as far as the warship's concerned. However, when we take a look at this live cam, courtesy of a Gateway Subaru, you can still see the waves are still crashing and bringing things on shore at a pretty aggressive rate. We still have concerns for very gusty winds, at least until the 6 o'clock hour. We'll just see if that updates a little bit more. The latest as far as future waves are concerned, we're still watching out to the south of Ocean City, possibility up to 8-foot waves, maybe even 9-foot waves where you have the lighter green painted right here. And we're going to stay within that realm really all the way until Saturday. Now we move a little bit more to the north, and we're focusing from Lewis Beach, Dewey Beach down towards bottom. Now this is where we're looking at possibly just 4 feet. That's what this dark green means. But you'll notice we go up again Friday night. Coincidentally, along with the tide. So we're still not out of the woods yet, guys, as it pertains to seeing what kind of aggressive winds we have. We're going to update you on the latest watches and warnings with flooding as well, because that's now another wrinkle, Maddie.
Thank you. New today, Senator Tom Carper announcing $10 million for beach replenishment north of the Indian River Inlet Bridge. This project, of course, comes after 2 dune breaches just this year. And just last week, Governor John Carney announcing DNREC and the Delaware Department of Transportation will perform emergency repairs to strengthen the dunes.
As Georgetown grows, so does the need for housing. On Wednesday, Georgetown's Planning and Zoning Commission voted yes for a developer to build 108 apartments on Savannah Road. The controversial project would go right next to an early learning center. The executive of the center, Director Casey Christoffel, says she wishes the developer would have knocked on her door before moving forward with the project.
I had wanted to build a gym for the kids. I wanted to expand to a couple other classrooms so that we could take in more children. Our wait list is tremendously long. And so now that will not be happening.
The project is for review for the town council. If the project moves forward, Christoffel says she may have to consider relocating.
Tomorrow, the Dewey Beach Town Council will discuss the possibility of updating their noise ordinance. This is specifically regarding sound meters to measure noise. The current ordinance only allows specially trained officers to use the sound readers to respond to complaints. And what's on the table? The proposed change would allow any trained officer or town staff member to do the same. This comes after locals voiced concerns over the noise from live music from restaurants like Nalu. The change would take effect immediately if a vote passes.
New polls show the race for the White House is still extraordinarily close, sending both presidential nominees scrambling for persuadable voters. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest as both candidates gear up for events tonight.
Today, a big batch of new polling putting the proof to just how close this presidential race is. The overall picture showing Vice President Harris looking slightly stronger after last week's debate. But the national and battleground results are all within the margin of error, raising the stakes on chasing down every undecided voter. Vice President Harris bringing in the star power for a campaign event tonight with Oprah Winfrey, their first joint appearance since last month's Democratic National Convention.
When we stand together, it is impossible to conquer us.
Tonight's streaming event bringing together online groups like White Dudes for Harris, Cat Ladies for Kamala, and Win with Black Women, whose founder we interviewed at the DNC about the grassroots push
to move this country forward in this election, and that means turning out voters, registering voters.
The vice president targeting key voting blocks says she lost out on a big labor endorsement. The powerful Teamsters union that typically backs Democrats choosing not to endorse either candidate for the first time in nearly 30 years. An internal poll showed rank-and-file members supporting former President Trump.
It's a great honor. They're not going to endorse the Democrats. That's a big thing.
The Harris campaign saying, quote, Teamsters locals across the country have already endorsed her alongside the overwhelming majority of organized labor. Former President Trump tonight courting Jewish voters at an event on fighting anti-Semitism in the nation's capital as both nominees race for every vote. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Heading to consumer news, weekly mortgage rate demand rose 14% last week as interest rates hit near 2-year lows. The average rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage fell to 6.15% from 6.29%. That's the lowest rate since September of 2022. However, and this is important here, the data came out before the Fed announced a 0.5% rate cut yesterday, which will have an impact.
New today, Kentuckians who live near the site of this month's I-75 shooting might feel a bit safer. The Kentucky State Police Commissioner said the search is over for the man who allegedly shot 5 people in that state. Officials confirm they have found his body, though their investigation does continue. The body finding is after 11 days of a manhunt.
Closer to home this week in Dewey Beach, volunteer firefighters from across the state are meeting for the annual Delaware Volunteer Firefighters Association Conference. Distinguished members were honored at the event, and this event is one of the few times all of the fire companies in the state have the chance to be together.
The socialization part, but also the learning part, the education part of the conference is important to all of us. But getting together and networking and sharing ideas and thoughts are also an important part of the conference.
And new today, Governor Carney signed 5 bills that benefit Delaware's volunteers. Bill details, those can be found on CoastTV.com. Still to come on Coast TV News at 5, the South Bethany Police going through the process to become an accredited law enforcement agency. We're going to explain exactly what that means and why.
Rising waters is also on the minds of beachgoers, and the beach waters are under threat to rise at least up until Sunday. We'll talk more about this coastal flood watch.
But first, a final resting place for those who served, getting the treatment our heroes deserves. We'll show you more on this week's Coastal Connections up next.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Hi, I'm Warren Rosenfeld. Start your day with breakfast from Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli, served at each of our 3 locations. Enjoy our scrambled lox, onions, and eggs, our corned beef and Swiss cheese omelet, or our fried chicken and waffles. How about our corned beef hash and eggs, our challah French toast, our oversized pancakes, or some warm potato latkes? And don't forget about our smoked fish platters. So come treat your belly to breakfast at Rosenfeld's. It's served all day long. We hope to feed you soon.
Discover the craftsmanship behind each Berica home. With each factory tour, you'll embark on a 60-minute journey of innovation and precision. Step into a world where your future home comes to life. Call our office to schedule your factory tour today.
Veterans all over the country risk and sometimes give their lives in an effort to keep us safe. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us an initiative called Saluting Branches, which gives back to them one last time.
The Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Millsboro is the final resting place for those who served and lived in Sussex County. But sometimes these cemeteries become overgrown by plants or limited with dead trees. Multiple landscaping and tree care companies are teaming up to ensure that doesn't happen.
I mean, for us and my staff, you know, we appreciate the fact that we can do what we do because they did what they did. And that's really what it comes down to, a way to give back to those families and those memories.
The effort is called Saluting Branches, and it's nationwide, with volunteers cleaning up 100 different veteran-related areas like medical centers, group homes, and cemeteries. Toby Schlick says this means the world to him.
I am a veteran, and my family were all retired Marines, and so they're all buried in veteran cemeteries, so to me it means a lot.
40 volunteers spent their day in Millsboro at the Veterans Cemetery, something volunteers say is the least they could do to say thanks to those who gave so much. This is Saluting Branches' 10th year cleaning up veteran sites, and they don't ever plan on stopping. I'm Kevin Zappe in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Coastal Connections is sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got recommendations for Baths by Spicer Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
1, 2, 3.
Let's get back to business. This is your step 2. What to, what not to. How to get bigger, better. Team Snoop, quit playing, man.
You are flavorful.
The Voice, new Monday on NBC and Peacock.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing, to feel how they're feeling. I choose to walk with them, find a path forward when nobody else will.
Brilliant Minds, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
Not happy with your home's builder-grade gas fireplace? Let Chagrin Home Comfort Products upgrade your fireplace with a new one from Mendota, Regency, or Cozy Heat. These gas fireplaces add both warmth and aesthetic to your home. Chagrin has plenty of different styles and sizes to choose from. What are you waiting for? Start your fall fireplace project now before it's too late. Stop in one of our local showrooms or give us a call at 302-644-7700 to see how Chagrin Home Comfort Products can warm up your home.
Snorkeling. How could something like this turn dangerous? They just drowned. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on CoastTV.
Design a custom home that fits your unique style and budget with Accessible Home Builders. At Accessible, we provide you with a variety of customizable options to create the home of your dreams.
Accessible Builders provided us with a beautiful home.
Scott is full of ideas from his past experiences, and he really worked with us on all our custom asks and wants.
We would definitely recommend Accessible Builders.
Completely customize your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
The odd thing about our weather pattern is this. As soon as the winds try to die down, now we're concerned about a bit of flooding, believe it or not. But not necessarily in Dover. Our Bay Health camera, we're at 82 degrees with the winds pushing out of the north at 7 miles per hour. We'll dip down to 70 degrees by 9 o'clock with mostly clear skies. We're currently holding in the 80s. I had a couple of friends called me up and said, hey, it's 80 degrees on the beach. Yeah, in the sunshine, sure. By the way, and the reason I said that is because we actually do the measurements of temperatures in a shed that's actually in the shade. But that aside, 81 degrees right now in Milton, as well as Georgetown, and currently in Seaford. We warmed to 81, 79 is the norm, so we're a couple of ticks above the norm, nowhere near this number of 91, which was the record set on this date in 1970. So now let's get to the nitty-gritty of our continuing saga dealing with flooding and rain and wind and all of that. So we didn't have nothing in the way of rain, but we still have a coastal flood watch active for Sussex until Sunday because we're watching for an extended concern for, the highs and lows of the tide connected to what's happening with the water. Also a coastal flood advisory, kind of a watch out, let's watch and see thing for us in Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico. That stays in effect until Saturday morning. Now we flip on the other side of that near Ocean City, and we have that also that concern for us in Ocean City, and we have that push of the wave. That's a big concern for us all the way down towards Chincoteague, and this coastal flood advisory for Northampton and Accomack, that stays active until Saturday morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning. A wide view is showing you that we're clear from any immediate threat of precipitation. So that's a good thing. So for the next few hours, we're going to stay quiet, okay, with the winds pushing out of the north, but gently out of the north with clearing skies. Now, for the next few days, we kind of take a look at what we're expecting. Just a quick look. We're looking at a 20 to maybe 30% chance of precipitation over the next few days. A low pressure system that was going to bring some misery our way this weekend, it's avoiding us. But there's one down the road that might be problematic. We'll take a look at that too. So for Friday, we're clear. And then Friday afternoon, we see a few clouds, but temperatures in the 70s. Saturday, we start off in the 60s, still mainly clear with a few clouds mixed here and there, and we'll bounce right back into the 70s following that. As far as future rain is concerned, we're looking at maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rain up to about Sunday, so it's not a tremendous threat with any additional rain, so that helps out. And the winds are going to stay primarily pushing out of the northeast. And as you take a look at our 3-day beach forecast, we may catch a stray shower in Chincoteague on this Sunday, but other than that, we're looking pretty dry, Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island. Charlie personally asked me, can he golf on this weekend? He can golf. I'm not going to guarantee that he's going to do well, but he can golf. By the way, be sure you join us on September 29th for the Walk for Prostate Cancer. Unfortunately, and now I know how y'all feel, we might have some rain on that day. Let's hope that changes. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Quick plug, Paul is putting that walk together as a prostate cancer survivor, so very near and dear to his heart and everyone's hearts here. Well, in South Bethany, even though summer is winding down, the police department is staying busy. According to Chief Lovins, the department is going through the process of becoming an accredited law enforcement agency. What does that mean? Essentially, it ensures that the department is operating in compliance with federal, state, and local laws. Officials say the accreditation is in-depth. It covers every aspect of day-to-day operations. The department says its first assessment is early 2025.
In regional news, a 13-year-old from Seaford has been arrested after police say he made threats towards Dover Middle School. The threats were called just before school dismissal, but students were safely released with added police security. After a search involving canine units, police say the school was deemed safe. 13-year-old, who police say is not a student at the school, was arrested and charged with terroristic threatening and malicious interference with emergency communications.
Today on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5:30, it is Scoops and Scores, the football pregame show that gets you ready for your game of the night. At 6 p.m., High takes on Queen Anne's. That is live. And over on DSN Plus, right now, you can watch Milford at Lake Forest in field hockey. And at 6 p.m., it's that game of the night we just mentioned.
And we're coming up on week 3 of the NFL season as we look ahead to Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons, fresh off that win over the Eagles. I know that crushed some folks out here. And they're taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Coverage here on CoastTV starts at 7.
Coming up, why a new report says the U.S. ranks last on health care measures compared to 9 other countries. That's next on CoastTV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County, whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
Get wild on your beach vacation at Coastal Wilds. Meet over 35 different animal ambassadors with up-close and hands-on encounters. Swim with otters, hang out with sloths, and even cuddle a kangaroo. Join us for special events like Sippin' with Sloths, kangaroo yoga, and more. Only 15 minutes from Ocean City and Bethany Beach. Book your experience today at coastalwilds.org. Coastal Wilds, the world of animals, is waiting for you.
Fall into planning at Bella Terra Garden Center. Autumn is the perfect time of year for planting. Come check out our locally sourced collection of trees and shrubs of all shapes and sizes. Did you know that Bella Terra is open 7 days a week? Join our garden club for big savings and first access to all sale promotions. Stocked with the smallest succulents to the tallest of trees, Bella Terra Garden Center is here for all your gardening needs. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Located right off Route 16 in Ellendale.
Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7.
Son, your house looks and smells great. I finally took your advice, Dad. Dry Zone was professional, fast, and reasonably priced. Just like I said. Yes, Dad. They fixed up our crawl space, so no more buckling, cracking, or musty odors.
Like I said.
Yes, Dad, like you said.
Dry Zone, they're the oldest and the best.
Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
In your health news today, the United States ranks last when it comes to a key health care measure compared with the other high-income nations around the world. According to a new report, Americans are sicker, have lower life expectancies, and struggle to afford essential health care. Researchers compared the U.S. to 9 other high-income countries, including Australia and the UK. The U.S. had the highest rates of excess deaths related to the COVID-19 pandemic for people younger than 75.
If you need a couple cups of coffee to get going in the morning, I do. Well, guess what? A new study shows that habit might be good for your heart. The research found a 1 to 3 cup of joe a day could keep you from developing CM. Well, CM is when you have at least 2 heart and metabolism-related conditions. Think heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. Researchers found moderate caffeine intake could reduce the onset of CM by 48%.
And another new study has found that screen time for kids before bed might not actually be as bad as previously thought. However, there is a caveat. A study published earlier this month found there was no interference with sleep in kids using devices in the 2 hours before bed, but letting them stay on their phones once they're under the covers did find a negative effect. Researchers say once kids are in bed, screens and sleep start vying for the same slice of time. CoastTV News at 5 will be right back.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So they're
say.
made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go-
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Have you seen those crazy HVAC deals? Don't fall for that. At Above and Beyond Service Heating and Cooling, we just don't make promises, we deliver results. With our Peace of Mind maintenance agreement, you can rest assured we will keep up with your system throughout the year. We're a local company. You're not just a customer, you're our neighbor. Take advantage of our 0% finance for up to 72 months or up to $3,000 in rebates on a new train system. Call Above and Beyond Services to keep your family comfortable. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
The Camry legacy is earned through decades of continuous improvement. For timeless cars and lasting memories. Right now, buy a Camry with 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're pretty relaxed right now with our Dry-Tech camera. The waters are not churning so bad, so that's a bit of good news to pass along to you. Temperatures in the 70s for us will drop down to 71 with partly cloudy skies by 8 o'clock. Now, we still have the active coastal flood watch in effect, so please keep that in mind. You can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. It's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. 80 for Friday, and we drop the rain for Friday and Saturday, and we'll hold off on that till next week.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.